Hello, this is Vishal Gondal, founder and CEO of GOQUI.
And hello, this is Mridu Bhandari, Editor Special Projects at Network 18. Thank you for joining us, Vishal, on this very special webcast and podcast series on money control, in which we are actually talking to newsmakers about how they're dealing with life and business in the times of the coronavirus pandemic around the world. And today we want to focus a little bit on the health and fitness industry. Indians, by and large, in the last couple of years have become far more conscious about being physically fit. You see a lot more people working out, eating healthy. But what happens now as we start practicing self-isolation, we start to avoid gyms and parks, and we start to avoid working out together? How does this impact the fitness industry at large? What's a good quarantine routine to follow? And how badly do you think businesses are going to be hit in 2020? Those are some of the things that I want to talk to you today about, Vishal. But first, let me begin by asking you, how has the national lockdown been for you? You're a fitness geek, and staying indoors must have been tough, isn't it?
So, in a way, we were preparing for this lockdown and quarantine much earlier than other companies. We have a big presence in China. A lot of our manufacturing happens there. And we were already in touch with our colleagues in China, and we had heard about the lockdowns and what's happening. So the first thing we did was we actually on March 6th within the company did a work from home drill of quarantine. And people thought we were crazy, and all our employees were like, why are we overreacting? But on that day, we made sure all employees were working remotely. They had access to their computers, passwords, VPN connections. And then we repeated the same on the 12th of March. And actually, from 13th, we have not gone back to office. So we did not even wait for the Prime Minister's call for working out of home. We've been following this much earlier. Of course, the lockdown started much earlier, but we were prepared for it.
Yeah.
And in this situation, I would say the first and the most important thing for anybody to take care of is their mental well-being.
Yeah.
Physical well-being, of course, while we do recommend you to be active, I think one good way to be active is now to participate in daily household chores. I started doing that. I'm doing the vessels and all of that, and my son is doing the mopping.
Right, indeed. All of us are completing our daily steps with household chores, like you said. But what is the larger impact that this national lockdown and social distancing at large has had on the fitness levels of Indians? Do you see people discouraged about working out now?
So clearly, we have recorded a huge drop in both walking and all other kinds of physical activities on GOQUI. In fact, we released the data last week. In fact, on the day of the Janta curfew, 85% drop in activity across the country. In some cities, in some states like Kerala, the drop was as high as 91%. So clearly, at one point of time, we are saying the drop is good because people are indoors. But within being indoors, because this is not a short time, 21 days is a long time to be confined into your homes. And which is why, like I mentioned to you, the first preference should be mental health. And I would say the bigger thing around mental health is sleep. People who are not getting enough sleep or who are awake till late in the night, I think that is the first sign of problem. And in fact, if you or any of your friends or your colleagues are complaining that they are not getting enough sleep, that's the first sign of a mental health problem, because anxiety is what is not letting you sleep. And there are some very good ways and means for people to get good sleep. And in fact, I start by saying that breathing exercises, and you can go to YouTube. There are a lot of live shows happening on GOQUI with our coaches. Which is focusing on meditation, and even the Prime Minister talked about Yog Nidra. So clearly there is very proven techniques which can help you sleep. So a combination of breathing with a little bit of yoga.
GOQUI has also been sort of aiding this whole war on COVID-19, and you've been trying to contribute in your own way. You introduced a feature for contact tracking. How does that work? What does it do? And what's the impact that you've been able to create with it?
So I think one thing which is very important from the pandemic perspective is that if you are infected, at the same time, if somebody else is infected and they come in touch with you, you have the ability to get infected. And one of the proven ways to kind of contain this is to go and trace all these people you've been in touch with. So what we did is we did two things. We've launched this feature where you can start now tracking all the people you meet, whether they are delivery boys, food delivery, meetings, etc. So you can start keeping a track of this in our app. You can also track your symptoms. And we recently also launched the Bluetooth feature where if your phone is on with Bluetooth, it can track all the other phones with Bluetooth connectivity so that you can trace them. So these are some features we have released, but more important than these features, we are still recommending people to maintain social distance.
All right. And as far as GOQI's efforts are concerned on spreading awareness about this pandemic, what all have you been doing and what has the impact and the reach of your efforts been like so far?
No, we've been working very closely with government. So, we are partners with Fit India. And we are now organizing live sessions of experts and sportsmen. In fact, just today, Luke Coutinho, our master coach and co-founder, did a session. So there is a massive drive to work with Fit India to make sure people are fit while they are at home. So and millions of people are attending these sessions online on Facebook, Instagram, our own channel. We also worked with Shri Shri. So Shri Shri is now streaming his meditation twice every day on the GOQUI app, so people can now experience a meditation session led by Shri Shri himself. Plus, we just partnered with Bajaj Allianz, and we have launched a very unique quiz where you take a quiz. It's called Health Quiz Corona, where there are quizzes around health and coronavirus. You take these quizzes and then you get these points which you donate to charity. And Bajaj, along with its foundation, the Annamitra Foundation and Uday Foundation, actually donate to people in need. So you could be sitting at home and just by participating in quizzes, participate in a positive way. So there is a whole slew of activities at GOQUI. We are right now, 90% operational. The only things at GOQUI which is currently not operational is the GOQUI online store because we can't do deliveries. Yeah. But we are hoping that soon after the lockdown is over, we'll be able to do that. But, in a way, GOQUI was actually designed for a situation like this. We have online coaching, online doctor consultation, live streaming of exercises. So it was kind of surreal to see that all the services we have built are what is really the need of the hour. And we just hope that India and all of us will be able to pass through the storm and, like I said, come up more stronger. The economy, sure, there will be challenges, but we are all smart people. We will adopt, and I'm sure that all the businesses and all the business leaders are thinking of strategies on how to look at the world post-COVID. And today, as a business leader, if you are not imagining or reimagining your business post the COVID world, then you will not possibly exist.
So what's your reimagination mantra on the business front in a post-COVID world? Very briefly, what is going to change at GOQUI after this?
I think our reimagination mantra is what we call back to business. What is going to take for people to get back to business, whether these are companies, governments, organizations, people, and we want to enable that. So whether it are devices which are able to measure various things, imagine a GOQUI device which can measure your body temperature, to you talking to a doctor live, to you buying the right healthy products based on your needs. So we are actually working very aggressively on a strategy to come back with products and services which help people go back to their normal lives.
That's amazing. That's commendable and very, very inspiring for everyone who's listening to this as a podcast or watching this as a webcast on Money Control. Thank you so much, Vishal, for joining us today.
Thank you.
And
Thanks
with
again.
that, it's a wrap of this exclusive conversation on Money Control. I'll be back next time with yet another newsmaker. Till then, stay indoors, stay safe. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.